Hello! We have another system to add to our life. This time around, number 7 is the 1% rule, or what I like to call each day a little bit better. Now, I want to start with a question for this one. Let's say I give you $100 or 100 experience points. And this happens at the beginning of the year. But you're able to increase that $100 or 100 experience points by 1% every single day. So that's 365 days, 1% better each day. By the end of that year, how much bigger is that 100? Pause the video and try to guess. Just throw out a number. Ready for this? I even did the math for you. If you had $100 at the beginning of the year, it increased by 1% each day. By the end of the year, you'll have over $3,000. If you had 100 experience points, you'd have over 3,000 experience points. Here's an even crazier bit of math. That's 37.78 times better than what you started. This is called compound growth. And our brain has a really difficult time actually understanding this concept because it just seems so crazy. How can it be 37 times better? But this is the power of the 1% rule. Each day a little bit better. And I call it the 1% rule because this applies to our life as well. Making small decisions towards the person you want to become each day. And by the end of the year, if you're 1% better than yourself yesterday, you're actually 37 times better as a human, just in 1 year. How crazy is that? Now, this idea of the 1% rule, you have to understand also the idea of a growth mindset. Our brain is constantly changing. Neuroscience has proven that we can change our brains. Our brains are plastic. So who you are today isn't necessarily who you are tomorrow. And this doesn't just involve your brain. Your whole body, everything that is you is different day to day. And our goal as humans is to be a better version of ourselves from the previous day. And the beauty with the 1% rule is that all you need is one win a day. One thing to just be a little bit better than yesterday. You see, as humans, we overestimate what we can do in a week. We think we can get a ton of things done in a week, but we underestimate what we can do in years. So, although 1% doesn't seem like a lot, learning one thing a day, maybe learning a new word in a different language every day, doesn't seem that impressive in a week. Over time, it actually amounts to a lot. And most people don't do things, this 1%, because of this, because there's always a lag in results. Immediate results are usually not the things that make you happy. So these long-term, small little improvements are actually what make you happy over time. The problem is that we don't immediately see them. But that's why you keep the 1% rule in mind. Now, this idea of the compound effect was popularized by Dan Hardy in the Compound Effect book that he wrote. And that's really important to remember. Even though over time, the results of our efforts are massive, the steps that we take in the moment don't feel significant since the change is so subtle. Small but smart decisions made consistently are the key to incredible results. Now, why is this important for happiness? Well, we live in a world where we're constantly comparing ourselves to others. We go on Instagram and see somebody that's more successful than you, or maybe somebody who's way fitter than you, or has more money, has something that you don't have. And you compare yourself to others. But that's a recipe for unhappiness, because no matter who you are, you're always going to find somebody that you will admire, that you wish you were, or that you wish you had something that they have. For example, when I first started ZTM, I put out my first course. At the time, I remember thinking that I am never going to get to the point where other instructors that have been teaching online for many more years than me, I would never get to where they are because they had so many more courses than me. They had such a head start from me that the idea of having over 40 courses seemed so impossible, so out of the realm of possibility that it was defeating. I was comparing myself to others. But now, just a few years later, I am where those instructors that I was looking at, that I thought was impossible to get, well, I got there now. And the only reason I got there was just daily habits, daily things that I did each time. Each time, putting one course, then another, and over time, that compounded to now be in a place where I never thought I would be. And that's the beauty with the 1% rule. All you have to do is just increase your experience points. Just like Magikarp over here. So, what's your action item for this system this month? It's an easy one. I want you to write down in your journal or a piece of paper every single day for the next month, 1 win a day. You don't need to accomplish a lot. All you need is just 1 win a day to be happier. And it can be as small as, hey, today I did 10 push-ups. That's 1 win a day. That's it. You're done for the day. All you need is 1 win. As long as you do something to improve yourself in a day, that's 1 win a day. Something that makes you a little bit better each day, that's 1 win a day. Just 1 sentence in your notebook every single day. And here's a little cheat code. When I did this exercise, I bought a stack of origami paper from Amazon. And anytime at the end of the day, I was thinking about, I didn't do anything to have 1 win a day, I would learn to fold a new origami object. Now, as silly as that may sound, as maybe useless as folding origami is, that's still 1 win a day. So no matter what, find that simple win that you can always have every day. And all you're trying to do is compete against yourself. Because the 1% rule tells us that we want to compare yourself to yourself. You want to compare who you are today to who you were yesterday. Because, like I said before, someone online is always going to be better than you. And that's stressful. Who wants to live like that? All you're trying to do in life is just be a better version of yourself each day. That's it. Weightlifting, running. And in order to do that, you can play little games with yourself. For example, if you do weightlifting, you can say, I'm going to try and lift a little bit heavier today. Maybe you're doing 10 push-ups. Well, if you do 10 push-ups, I bet the next day we can do 1 more. And by the way, this idea of being better by 1% makes you actually just a better human long term. Let's say you do 10 push-ups for 30 days straight. I bet on the 31st day, you can still do 10 push-ups. Most people that can't do push-ups anymore are people that haven't done it consistently over time. As long as you never get injured and you don't stop your practice, you can always do push-ups. And the same mentality when it comes to your life. As long as you do things repeatedly, over time, those are going to compound and those are going to make you stronger. You can always do 1 win a day. So remember, immediate results are usually not the things that make you happy. There's a big lag in results. But when you put in the time, when you become 1% better, that's when you'll find your happiness. I'll see you next month.